All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Thursday. Hope you're doing well today. We are still hanging with the Rock Lobster after yesterday's B-52's episode. Great album, good stuff. That is some good stuff there. I hope you checked it out. What are we talking about today? More music in the cave from a band we have not covered here in the Rock Cave. We're talking about the band Oasis. You guys know Oasis, right? This could be a long episode, but it's not going to be. But you could go on and on about Oasis. But formed 30 years ago, 1991, 70 million records sold. How about that? What do you guys remember about Oasis? Do you remember all that stuff? Do you remember all the drama? Not the drama. All right. Let's try to figure this out. Liam and Noel Gallagher, that's where the stories are. Those brothers, the twins, right? Signed to an indie label in Creation Records in 1993. They put out their debut record, Definitely Maybe, in 1994, and bam, poosh, huge in the UK. I mean, massive record in the UK. They were just all about it. That record sold 8 million copies worldwide, the fastest selling debut in UK history for the time. And they were just a monster band right out of the gate. Songs Supersonic, Shaker Maker, Live Forever. I think that it didn't really do, it didn't do much in the United States. It didn't really catch on. I mean, it was, this was the Britpop answer to grunge. Grunge didn't need an answer in 1994, but maybe for some people it did, because this was British pop. This record was British pop, and then they would put out 1995's What's the Story, Morning Glory. That's the other one that just blew the doors off everywhere. That's the one that made them worldwide success, broke in the US. A little bit change in direction, not as much pop, more rock and ballads, kind of a crossover. 10 weeks at number 1 in the UK, number 4 in the US, the breakthrough in the US, 16 million copies. It is the third best-selling UK studio album ever. That's crazy, right? It was somewhere along this way in music outlet because I didn't understand it at first. I was not into Oasis. I was into grunge, and I was into heavy stuff. So I was not about this Oasis thing. But people were just buying these records like crazy, and I don't know if it was. I don't know where it came from, but somewhere along the way the line was, these guys are the next Beatles. I don't know who said it, but that was just a thing that was out there. Maybe if we Google it, we could see who said that, but that's something there. I mean, that's a head scratcher right there, right? But that's just how big they were, as far as people were just going nuts for this band. And rightfully so with this record. I mean, this record had, some might say, Morning Glory, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, and Champagne Supernova. Wow. Right? These are just huge songs. Massive. They were everywhere. And, I was a late fan of this music. Didn't start liking this music until, I think, like after 2000, right around 2000, I think, is when I started liking some of their stuff. But they were huge. But and then they put out a third album, which was like the next was the biggest seller in UK history. But the critics were starting to slow down or whatever. And by 2009, they were done. And what was all in the news for all that time was how much fighting these guys did. They were just fighting all the time. There were a massive amount of changes in the band over the years, but these brothers were brutal. Recording sessions, hitting each other on the head with a cricket stick, and just the war of words and who quit who. And at one point he said, Noel left. I didn't break up the band. He couldn't handle the lifestyle. He couldn't handle rock and roll. Now he's just cosmic pop Leo Sayer. Ouch. That hurts, right? Sorry, Leo Sayer. But this goes on. If you can read about their fights, it goes on and on and on. They just kept on fighting. Ollie agrees. They were fighting a lot. At their peak, they were playing in front of 125,000 fans at Nebworth. They had set a record for live concert attendance of people there, they were huge. They were absolutely huge. And so they get worth mentioned here in the cave. Ollie's just going crazy for Oasis. He loves Oasis. So what are we doing for song of the day today? We're doing two, because it's my two favorites whenever they come on. Wonderwall, of course. I mean, it's awesome. My kids love Wonderwall. It's just amazing how it's transcended generations. That song never gets old. And it's just really, really good. And Champagne Supernova, when that comes on, I turn that one up too. Don't Look Back in Anger is fine. That's a great song too. But those two are the ones that are sticking in my head whenever I think about Oasis. So those are your two songs of the day for today from Oasis. Tell me your Oasis stories. You're into these records. How'd you do with this? But it's a good one here in the Rock Cave. So enjoy yourself some Oasis today. Whatever it is you're doing, I hope it involves music. Have a good one. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.